Hey guys, I'm recording this just before the full moon in Libra, which is exactly on October 17th. Happy full moon. But I want to talk right now about the Mars-Pluto opposition. There's some talk out there that sounds a little bit spooky or scary, and I wanted to just kind of offer a perspective that hopefully supports you in remaining in your body positive, optimistic, and empowered. So let's go ahead. I want to get started by sharing just a quick snapshot. I'm not going to do this the whole time, but I want to show you the chart for this full moon. And as you look, you can see we have Pluto. This is going to be different position on the clock face depending on where you're at, but for everybody, the Pluto over here is always going to be at 29 degrees Capricorn. We've been talking a lot about that. And it's headed towards an exact opposition. It's right now at 22 degrees Cancer. That's what's causing the cardinal grand square. This. I love that Castor and Pollux are on either side of Mars. And as I mentioned in the podcast, Castor and Pollux are in the sign of Gemini, the twins, the embodiment of light and dark. So here we go. This is what I want to kind of stop my share and share with you why Mars opposite Pluto. It's actually going to begin, really, the energy is going to come through starting October 20th through about January 17th. It's going to be exact on the 1st and 2nd of October, right with the new moon. But we're going to start to be able to feel this and clean up shop, clean up house a little bit. Mars opposite Pluto. So everything in astrology has this shadow side and this super awesome, powerful side. And it's all about, excuse me, how you choose to work with the energies. And that's what makes it so magical. And that's what makes it so unique of an experience for each and every one of us, even though cosmically we're going through such a powerful time of transformation. And I want to also offer this time of transformation, Pluto's going to head into the sign of Aquarius in November and going to stay there for a very long time, but 44 years. But after that, that's just getting the party started. We're going to have all the outer planets change signs through 2024, or the rest of it, all through 2025 and into the beginning of 2026. So buckle up, Buttercup. It's going to be an amazing ride. And I want to really, everything's up for grabs in terms of what Mars symbolizes and Mars opposition Pluto symbolizes. But the shadow side of Mars, as we've talked about, is war, is destruction. The positive side of Mars is action, is I am, is being in this physical body and owning our personal power. So we have a choice as to whether we want to react to the fear that we may be experiencing or seeing or might come across our vision, or whether we want to be in this I am presence that is ourself. That's what's possible. Mars is in Cancer, as I showed you. Cancer is a very intuitive, emotionally intelligent, sensitive sign. Not necessarily, they don't always get along, Mars and Cancer, but for right now, with the opposition to Pluto, excuse me, we are going to be really, if we're interested in reading energy and having insights about how we're running our energy and how we can get off autopilot and get into the real now moment of creating, that's what's possible. That's nothing to be afraid of. There's everything there that is so good. If we're not doing that, if we're just throwing things into the air and panicking or trying to put others in fear or somehow backpedaling or somehow not responding to the energy, to the information that we're receiving, then yeah, Pluto opposite Mars can be a little bit of a challenging aspect. Pluto, anaretic degree of Capricorn right now, that's what's shaking up the structures. That's anything that we've kind of been aware of, it might still be hanging out there. That's what's happening during this time, this last little minute and degree of Pluto in Capricorn. And it gets more potent as it gets closer to the very, very, very end. So I just kind of want to offer that yes, we live in times of transformation. And yes, for those of us who are, we're all conditioned to be beholding to this 3D world, and we're in a time of change, especially if we are adults and we're used to things being a certain way. This can feel subconsciously and or consciously like an unnerving pattern change. Humans like patterns, humans like habits, but also a lot of us humans know some of our patterns and some of our habits, they're outdated. That's what Pluto, planet of death and rebirth, for the purpose of transformation. Opposite Mars is so fortunate for us being the change that we seek. So I invite you, and I have a podcast. I'll link it here in the notes. Head to that podcast. We talk all about the full moon that's happening on October 17th. I'm going to put another podcast for the new moon on the 2nd of October, but get excited about your power to create and your power to choose. And I invite you to lean into every moment that you can plant these seeds of love, of unity, of peace, of transformation for the collective. These are the ground is super fertile. So just wanted to put that out there because a couple of you written to me and saying, is the world ending? And I'm no. Although for some it may feel that way. So I'm grateful to have you, and many blessings for this full moon, if this is when you catch this, or for the new moon, and also for the journey that we have ahead in the next years. And if you haven't already hopped into the Reciprocity Challenge, I'll put a link for that as well. All right, blessings and love, and I will see you soon.